Meet the TikToker who sells human bones. A different TikToker has gone viral for looking exactly like Tana Mojo and Trisha Paytas. Shane Dawson has claimed his fiancée Ryland Adams was possessed by a demon in his sleep, and we have a shiny brand new segment that I'm very excited about. All this plus Corpse Husband is going to come on the show and show us his arm veins on this week's edition of YouTuber News. Hosted by me, Benedict Townsend at Benedict Town, and brought to you by PopBuzz, the only website that is smooth like butter, like a criminal undercover. It's a song by PopBuzz. Our first story, a TikToker who collects and sells human bones has grown in popularity of late, and the internet is divided. John Ferry, who is the founder and CEO of John's Bones, claims to sell, quote, responsibly sourced human bones to anyone who may require bones. And I'm not exactly sure who that would be, but I'm guessing about 90% of his customers are actually 3 dogs in a trench coat pretending to be a human. According to John's website, quote, the ability to study skeletal remains is often thought of as being exclusive to those in labs or historical professions, but John's Bones strives to make this information accessible to all. It is often thought, not a day goes by that I don't curse those scientists who get to play with skeletons. You know when skeletons dance in a cartoon, there's like a xylophone sound? His studio must be an absolute racket. Xylophones galore. Now, personally, if I ever die, and that's looking pretty unlikely because I drink a lot of Instagram health powders, I would love for some random guy to just buy my bones and mess around with them. That would be great. I'd be up in heaven, fingers crossed, you know, just so mad. I'd be like, put that down, put those bones down. It's not called a eutatarsal, it's called a metatarsal, because it belongs to me. Yeah, that's right, I wrote some jokes ahead of time this week. So how about the question that's on everybody's mouth bones? How much? How much for bones? For a human bone? Carwin's here, and he's got Oreo the dog! Coming in, we're talking about bones. The dog's gonna love it. We're talking about bones, baby. Yes, how much are these bones setting you back? Well, some of the smaller bones you can get for just $20, but that can climb to over $6,000 for an entire skeleton. I'd love to meet someone who buys bones as a hobby. Like, imagine you're on a first date and it's like, hey, so you mentioned you bought a new phone? Oh, no, I believe you misheard me. This date's actually about to take a real turn. Now, as I mentioned, John has a TikTok account with over 400,000 followers, where he's often showered with many queries like, why? Why do you do this? And is this legal? But apparently in the US, there is no federal law prohibiting a person from owning or selling human bones. So maybe make one, please. Please make one. Let's have a law for the bones. Buying bones. Personally, I would just use Skelly-Grow at Lord of the Rings. Yes.
You know,
question in the back, yes.
In order to possess a human bone, do you have to have purchased it, or can you have come by it by other means?
I like that you're asking me in-depth questions about John's bones as if I'm the CFO. It's legal to possess a human bone. I believe it's illegal to steal a human bone, because stealing is wrong, and it's illegal to mess with a corpse. John says he responsibly sources these bones. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's a situation where, you know, in cartoons, people get so scared that the skeleton jumps out of their body, and then maybe he's there with a bucket and just catches them all, and he's like, puts the lid on, like, mine, $6,000 right here. Oh, hi there. You just caught me leaving a tweet on the @YouTuber News Twitter account. As we do every week, I'm going to send this tweet out, and anyone who replies has a chance to have that reply read out on the show. And we thought we'd give you a bit more context. I tend to do this about 11 a.m. BST, which is Benedict's silly time. Benedict super tweets. So if you happen to be awake then, or maybe set an alarm and wake up in the middle of the night, lazy bones. John's like, did someone say bones? That's from story 1. I don't know if we've done that yet, but make sure to reply to that tweet to have it read on the show. I'm hitting tweet now. Boom.
When they're watching the episode, there's nothing they can do about it.
No, it's a call to action that happens before the show is even released. It can in no way increase our viewership or engagement. It doesn't functionally help us at all. Yeah, doesn't make any sense. I have to say, Oreo has been eyeing up my cup of ram's blood that I have on the desk every day. I don't know if he wants to sup a little bit from that to slake his thirst. Perhaps we'll see as the show progresses. Oh wow, look, he's drinking deep. What is this show? We're just watching a dog eat. It's got a gentle little tongue, very wet. Our second story. A TikToker, a different TikToker, has gone viral for looking exactly like Tana Mongeau and Trisha Paytas. So basically it's a blonde woman. No, but honestly, fans have been a little bit freaked out by the supposed resemblance that creator Jasmine Forrest has to both Tana and Trish. And her username is Tana Mongeau 2, so it seems that she's pretty aware of the situation as well. And all her videos are basically her dressed as one of the YouTubers, acting like them, sometimes lip syncing to audio of them speaking, and it can be a little bit uncanny at times, but fans are pretty unified in thinking that Jazz seems to lean a bit more towards Tana than Trish when it comes to resemblance. For her part, Jasmine said, quote, "I think Trisha Paytas and Tana are both pretty. I look quite pretty. I've watched Trisha for longer, like 10 years or something, like since she was addicted to fake tan, and hopefully me and her can collab." And we have the pictures here, we've got some side-by-sides, you can see what you make of that. But there's no sign of that collab just yet, as neither of the YouTube famos have reacted or responded to her twinning abilities. And you know, it's very funny that this story came along this week, because a couple of days ago, I was made aware of an Australian comedian named Oliver Coleman, all right? Here is Oliver. Look at him. Look at his face. Is that not terrifying? Do I not need to ask my parents some questions? Did one of them go down under at one point? He's Australian. I don't know what you mean. Look at his face. No one looks like me. He does.
You give out Mr. Beast vibes.
People just say Mr. Beast because he has a mustache and I have a mustache as well. And I have a better mustache, to be honest. And more money. Now, next up, we've got a pretty crazy story and you're going to love it. But before that, let's check in on the Twitter account. Someone here has tried to promote their Twitch. Nice try, baby. Not that kind of show. The only shameless self-promotion is from this guy right here. I made a Discord this week as well, and I don't know what it is, but I've got a Discord. Catherine says, "I'm at work, help me." Wish her good, Catherine, best of luck. As established, this is in the past. So even if I wanted to help you, you've already left work by now, so I guess you're welcome. Mini Sun says, "It's 6 a.m, WTF. That's good, you've woken up in time for the They must have heard my call to action earlier. Erin has posted a picture of a penguin and a worm. And Rin says, "Benjamin, me and your mother are very disappointed in you. Please come home so we can discuss this." Well, luckily my name is not Benjamin, it's Benedict. And finally, Shane Dawson has taken to Instagram to claim that his fiancée, Ryland Adams, was possessed in his sleep by a demon. So good to see that Shane is still very much having a normal one. In a series of Instagram stories, Shane said that Ryland told him that he was going to die before then waking up and seemingly not remembering having said any of that. Very spooky. And he went on to describe the whole situation saying, quote, "He's laying down." Chills already. And then I come into bed and he goes, "Watch out for the balloons. You're gonna die tonight." And he started laughing. And then I said, "What?" And he goes, "Don't fall off the bed. You're gonna die tonight. Watch out for the balloons. You're gonna die." And he went on to say, "It wasn't just creepy or scary, it was horrifying. We were just talking about it and how there may be a demon in his body. We might have got a haunted antique from an antique store. Maybe the chandelier." I'm trying to think what could have haunted them. I don't know if they've purchased any bones lately. Seems like something that would probably have some human essence. They're like, looking around the room, they're like, we've got the chandelier, we've got the 6 grand skeleton, got the jar of toe bones, the jar of Toblerones. What could it have been? It's so nice to see that the time away from YouTube has clearly been really calming for Shane. And you know what? That's probably a sign that he should keep doing it a little bit longer and not do the YouTube comeback that he's obviously planning that nobody really wants. Just stay away and have fun with the demons. You'll love it. Let's check in one more time with the tweets from the past. Amber Ryland says, "The laughing lady is the real star of the show." Well, it's nice that one person thinks that. Taff says, "I was at work and me and a customer bonded over the rat." That's nice. Don't Find This Please says, "I feel like this guy and Benedict would be enemies," and it's a picture of Feathers McGraw, the penguin villain from Wallace and Gromit. And I see that, he's got bad vibes. Although something of a girl boss. Sky says, "Please can you wish me a happy birthday?" No, happy birthday. This has been some tweets. Rat, I know you're nervous, but Oreo has barely attacked you. Hey. Oreo has barely attacked you like 3 times. So it's eyes forward, mister. Thank you. He's probably not going to do it again. That being said, I'm not going to provide you with any protection, and I'm going to be looking away most of the time. Oh no. Oh no! Now it's time for a brand new segment, Gossip. The gossip section of the show that's the talk of the town. All aboard the Goss ship, raise anchor, and let's sail into salaciousness. Just an oh. Oh man, this is a lot. Ahoy, and welcome to the Goss ship. I'm your captain, and here's this week's juicy goss. Now, these are all blind items, which is where we hide the name of the YouTuber because we don't want to get sued for telling the truth. But we've included a few subtle clues so you can probably work out who we're talking about. Here's your first bit of gossip. Which well-known Irish YouTuber made a fashion faux pas this week when they accidentally wore mismatched socks while buying a large quantity of weapons-grade uranium? Let's just say it's not just his username that's septic. His fashion sense is too. Who could that be? I think Markiplier. All right, here's our next fact. Which TikTok dancing darling made a Hollywood oopsie this week when she forgot the name of her acting teacher, Nancy? Let's just say nothing adds up when it comes to this ray of sunshine. Oh, who could it be? I think Markiplier. And finally, which well-known Fortnite streamer wished this week that he had the subtlety of a ninja when he accidentally got stuck under a cow while trying to tip it over as part of an intricate cult induction ceremony? I guess that's what they call Cattle Royale. I did it about cows just so I could say Cattle Royale. And this has been the Goss ship, and we've just arrived at port, so everybody off, land ho! Which is also what people call you, Carwin. This has been the Goss ship. Do you want to do any more tweets? What's the point? I'm Benedict Townsend, and this has been YouTuber News, which airs every week on the YouTuber News YouTube channel and also on Snapchat Discover. If you haven't already, subscribe. It's the best way to get brand new episodes of the show. I'm not going to say consider subscribing anymore. I don't have time for that. Subscribe right now. I've got a little gun under the table. We've got the cannons of the Goss ship aimed at you, and I'll keel haul you if you don't subscribe by hitting subscribe on YouTube or by swiping up on the last snap of this story. Make sure to leave lots of lovely comments down below because we do read them all and do greatly enjoy them when they're nice. And I'll be back next week with more YouTuber news and a new installment of the YouTuber News podcast, which this week, on this week's latest episode, I launched a new series called Cat, the Story of a Cat, which is the life story of Suki, my cat, genuinely. So make sure to, don't groan, make sure to check out the YouTuber News podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Global Player, Spotify, wherever you want to get them. Till next time, have a great week, look after yourselves, and as always, I've been Oliver Coleman. I mean Benedict! Fuck, I've been exposed!